What's up, guys? Dirk here. What a day. Yesterday, Tesla announced they have $1.5 billion in Bitcoin. So in this video, I want to go over that, but I also want to go over why that is such an important announcement and how that has basically opened up the floodgates for other CEOs and institutions and companies and funds and billionaires to start buying Bitcoin. So this could potentially send Bitcoin into the six figures or even the multiple six figures in the months and years ahead. So if you're new to the channel, my name is Dirk. Click that subscribe button. If you haven't subscribed yet, click the notification bell so that you can continue to get updates and get notified whenever I publish a new video. Also, if you want to get on my email list, simply go and sign up for my free masterclass. It's the first link in the description. You get on that email list and I'll also email you every time I publish a new YouTube video. So look, you can see over here, Bitcoin soars after Elon Musk's Tesla buys $1.5 billion of Bitcoin. And there's also rumors that they plan to accept Bitcoin as payment for the Tesla cars. Now, those are still rumors at this point in time. But before we go into what this is and what this means, I just want to hop over into my YouTube channel, right? And these are all the videos I've made. And I want to show you that I've been talking about this for more than a year already, saying that this is exactly what was going to be happening. So if we go down here, okay, this was made on the 19th of April. This is when I said owning one Bitcoin may be the best financial decision of your life. Bitcoin was trading at about $5,500. It is currently trading at about $46,500, and I think we're going to go much higher, right? So I've been making these videos in real time. You can see over here, this was 6 months ago when Bitcoin broke $10,000 for the how manyth time. It tried for a long time. And I said, look over here, this time is different. And that is exactly what's been happening here. 5 months ago, $100,000 Bitcoin is in reach. Why we're going there and more, right? So we've been seeing this coming for a long time. So I've been doing this. I've been in the space full time since 2017. And this is the stuff we were talking about then already. Now, obviously, we had a boom, we had a bust, we had a 3-year bear market. But during that bear market, everything continue to grow, to continue to build the compliance, the legal side of things, the infrastructure. Hundreds of millions, billions of real world dollars were poured into startups and infrastructure and exchanges and everything. That was all being built. And we're seeing all of that come together right now. And that's why I've been able to make these videos saying this is coming, guys. This is what's happening. It's just a matter of time, right? So I've been talking about this also here, 18,000, 24,000. Bitcoin prediction. So you can see where this is heading, guys. This is basically a new asset class and a new technology at the same time that is being built, that is being developed. Think of it like the internet from, the late 1990s. We all saw how that grew, how computers progressed, where they used to be old and we had dial-up internet and nobody really used them or understood what it was really for, until these days where everyone has a 5G phone or 4G phone and can watch streaming videos anywhere in the world. Like, there's been such a progression the past 20 years in the internet, and that's basically what we're seeing with Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies as a technology, but also as a financial instrument. So that is really the unique thing that we have going on with Bitcoin and with cryptocurrencies, that it's both a technology and a speculative asset. And Bitcoin specifically has started to emerge as the store of wealth, as a form of digital gold. So the institutions, they aren't buying the other cryptocurrencies, they aren't buying the altcoins, a lot of them aren't even buying Ethereum. They are buying Bitcoin for its sound monetary qualities, right? The fact that it is scarce, portable, divisible, all that kind of stuff, right? That is why they're buying Bitcoin, and it's backed by this computer network with huge hash rate all around the world. So they are buying Bitcoin. So I think it's safe to say that Michael Saylor from Microstrategy really kicked this off on an institutional level. So they started out, Microstrategy, the company, started out buying Bitcoin, and they've literally purchased over $1.6 billion or 1.1, 1.3. I don't know what the amount is at this point in time, but it's over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. And then we started seeing a few other ones. We saw Mass Mutual buy 100 million, and we're starting to see funds, start with 20 million, 50 million, 100 million plus, starting to buy Bitcoin. But now what happened is that Elon Musk, the richest man in the world, and his company Tesla bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, right? So now we have MicroStrategy, we have Tesla, and basically that has set the precedent, in my opinion, that companies and CEOs and billionaires and funds, they should all be thinking, well, we have cash, or we have a treasury, or we have reserves. We need to start putting a portion of that in Bitcoin. Can you imagine what is going to happen when companies all around the world, dozens of them, hundreds of them, maybe thousands of them, all start to buy Bitcoin, a very scarce in supply asset? What do you think is going to happen when that demand exceeds the supply? The price is going to absolutely skyrocket. And you can see over here our good friends, our loyal supporters, JP Morgan, right? The ones who were bashing Bitcoin, where Jamie Dimon was saying, hey, Bitcoin is a fraud. Remember that, guys? Yeah, that same person here, JP Morgan, predicts a $600 billion demand for Bitcoin. These guys obviously aren't stupid, right? They know what's going on. Obviously, the media floods them. They say, oh, it's rat poison and it's a fraud and whatever. Meanwhile, they're trying to get in on it, right? They want to get in on it so that they can have those profits or those commissions or whatever it is for themselves. And by the time they've loaded up on it, they're like, hey, Bitcoin is the best thing since sliced bread, right? That is how it goes. That is the market and the media manipulation. But basically, this is matching up, right? MicroStrategy. We have Tesla now, right? Two huge companies, each bought over $1 billion worth of Bitcoin. JP Morgan is saying 600 billion. Basically, other companies are looking out and saying, hey, these two guys bought over $1 billion. What are we doing, right? Because if you're holding fiat, if you're holding cash, it's devaluing every single year because they're printing more and more currency, more stimulus, more debt creation, devalues the purchasing power. So by holding on to fiat currency, you are losing money every single year, every month, every week, every day. Your purchasing power is going down, right? And more and more people are realizing that. And if they're going to start to see Bitcoin as the solution to that, and Elon Musk and Tesla and Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy saying, hey, this is the solution, this is why we're buying Bitcoin, because holding on to fiat currency is like holding on to a melting ice cube. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Dozens, hundreds, thousands of companies around the world, even if they only all buy 1 million or 10 million or 20 million, that is hundreds of billions of dollars potentially that could flow into Bitcoin. Again, there will ever only be 21 million Bitcoin, right? So going back to my video over here, I made this on April 19th, there's only going to be 21 million. If you can own one of those 21 million, right? Imagine what is going to happen if that goes to a couple 100,000. Who knows? Maybe even we'll see Bitcoin at $1 million per BTC in the future one day. But look, getting back to this was going on for a little while, and I think they're just playing games with us. You know, they like to, especially Elon on Twitter, right? So you can see over here, on the 20th of December, Elon Musk posted this, right? He's like, obviously a bit of a funny picture, but he doesn't care. He just posts this, right? So he's like, yeah, okay, right, Bitcoin. So then we get Michael Saylor replying. He's like, hey, do you want your shareholders $100 billion favor? Convert the Tesla balance sheet from USD to BTC. Other firms on the S&P 500 would follow your lead, and in time it would grow to become a $1 trillion favor. Elon Musk, are such large transactions even possible? Like, he doesn't know, right? But anyway, he's posting that. He says, Michael Saylor, yes, I've purchased over $1.3 billion in Bitcoin in the last months. I would be happy to share my playbook with you offline from one rocket scientist to another. BINANCE, imagine Michael Saylor, Elon Musk sees BINANCE talking Bitcoin on a live stream. Very, very cool. So they were kind of warning us about this. They were joking around about this, but this actually happened, right? So now we have Tesla that did that. And like they say here, right, other firms on the S&P 500 would follow your lead. And not just on the S&P 500, but I think globally, right? This is not just about the US. It's going to be globally. It's going to be Europe. It's going to be Asia. It's going to be Australia. It's going to be, you know, like, this could really, really go nuts. And again, here we have $600 billion in Bitcoin demand. So what do you think is going to happen to the price of Bitcoin as this continues to progress? I think the floodgates have been opened. The path has been set. And now it's just a matter of time. And I think now it's basically just a race for institutions or companies to be able to get all their approvals, get their strategy sorted so they can start buying Bitcoin. And they're going to be buying at current prices, you know, 30, 40, 50,000, maybe even higher, because they have a longer term perspective and a longer term investing horizon. And they're not trying to speculate with this. The goal of why they're doing this is to protect their treasury and their cash reserves from the devaluation of purchasing power, right? And obviously with potential upside too for purchasing power appreciation because of the scarce asset, right? So they're likely going to be buying this for years, if not decades. So that reduces the supply even more, taking more Bitcoins off the market, making it even more scarce. If people continue to buy, the price is going to go even higher. And then we move into the next thing. What is good for Bitcoin is likely very good for the rest of the cryptocurrency market. It's going to be good for Ethereum, and it's going to be very good for altcoins because that money from Bitcoin is going to spill over into Ethereum and into the other altcoins, which means because they're smaller market caps, that those coins are going to have potentially enormous pumps. Now, obviously, I can't guarantee that, okay? This is not financial advice, but this is logically what I see and what I believe is going to happen, so eventually time is going to tell. But look, institutions, they're not going to be buying altcoins, right? Not yet anyway. Maybe in future they'll buy Ethereum and maybe a few others. Who knows? But right now it's all about Bitcoin. They're not going to buy the other ones. But the people who own Bitcoin, who get to ride the wave up, they're going to be sitting on enormous profits while Ethereum and other altcoins have much higher potential. So if Bitcoin, now it's $47,000, goes to 50, it goes to 100, at some point the upside becomes far less interesting. Right? If it goes to $100,000, sure, maybe it can go to 500,000, but that's only a 5x, right? So the downside risk versus the upside potential becomes less interesting. And then the people who have made those fat profits riding Bitcoin up from 5K or 10K or 20K, they can start taking Bitcoin profits and moving it over into Ethereum or other altcoins where instead of making, 1, 2, 3, 5x potentially on Bitcoin, they can make 10, 20, 50, 100x on other altcoins. And that is the reason why the money will flow into Ethereum and altcoins. And that is why those coins have such big potential. But this is something that could play out over a matter of months. It could still take a year. Maybe it could take longer than that. Now, typically, the cycles are 4 years. So in theory, this year is the 4th year cycle, right? We had a peak in 2013. We had a peak in 2017. We're in 2021. So if that pattern repeats, we might end up peaking in this year. Now, when? I don't know. It could be early in the year. It could also be later in the year. So ultimately, we'll only know that in hindsight. But the key is to position yourself before it happens to be able to ride that wave up and then be able to cash out when things go too crazy, because at some point it is very likely, I think, that we are going to get another boom and bust cycle. So after things go crazy, it goes parabolic. Who knows where that is? It's maybe Bitcoin at 100, 200, 300K, who knows? But at some point, it's going to come back down and it's going to have a correction of 50, 60, 70, 80%, maybe just like in the previous 2 cycles. So one last thing I want to show you on the chart here real quick. So Bitcoin is at $47,000. But what you can see is that the chart actually predicted what was going to happen before the announcement came. And that is one thing about charts, technical analysis. I've had a mentor for the longest time who's always said the charts say what's going to happen and the news just, ends up coming after the fact. So people think, hey, this pump announcement of Tesla, that's what created the spike and that creates the chart. But you can see over here, we had, and this is a daily chart over here of Bitcoin, we had this perfect triangle consolidation, right? Where it was within this triangle. And classic textbook technical analysis says that about 2/3 of the triangle consolidation, you usually get a breakout. Now, that is exactly what happened just past the 50%. We got this breakout. You can see over here, it retested the breakout. And this huge green candle was the announcement of Tesla, right? So you can see in a bullish market, right, where it's moving up, you typically tend to get these bullish or these triangle consolidations, which end up being most of the time upwards continuation patterns where the price breaks to the upside. So again, it does pay to actually learn technical analysis and to learn how to read charts. It doesn't give you any guarantees. It's just all about probabilities, and it gives you patterns that have a high chance of playing out in a certain way. That doesn't mean they play out the same way every single time, but it means that, maybe there's a 70, 80, 90% chance that a certain pattern or a setup breaks out in a certain way, and then combined with good risk management, you can take positions on that, or it can help strengthen your existing beliefs in your position, that maybe you want to hold on longer rather than selling, and so on and so forth. So if you do want to learn more about that kind of stuff, sign up for my masterclass below for the cryptocurrency. and I'll explain a whole lot more to you, as well as give you information how you can join my Intelligent Cryptocurrency membership, where I've got an entire 20 video lesson course about technical analysis and trading. That's part of the membership, and there's a whole lot more. There's a monthly newsletter, there's other courses, there's special reports, there's a private Discord chat group with more than 400 members in there. So if you want that info, go and sign up for the masterclass. All the information will be revealed to you there. So thanks for watching. It's been super exciting, and I think the next months and years are going to be very, very interesting for crypto. And those of us that are here, that are following this, that are following this channel, right, make sure you subscribe, click the notification bell, so that I can continue to update you. You can see I've been sharing this even since 2019 over here, documenting this along the way, saying this is going to be happening. And so far, it is all perfectly repeating. It is all perfectly on track. The cycles, the halvings, the peaks, the booms, the institutions getting involved. And this is the direction that it's heading. The floodgates have been opened. So I won't be surprised to see a lot more companies now starting to buy Bitcoin, which means the price has a lot more upside potential. So as always, you know, this is not financial advice. Make your own decisions. I'm just sharing my opinion with you guys. Make sure to subscribe to the channel below, smash the like button, turn it blue, leave a comment if you have any questions, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.